Hello everybody and welcome to this amazing game of Resident Evil Resistance. Today I wanted to take a moment to talk about the state of the game. As some of you may have noticed, I've practically just kind of stopped making videos on Resident Evil Resistance, and it's mostly because the state of the game for the last 2 months has been rough ever since the August patch. When they made the update to the game, a certain meta was formed which has pushed kind of masterminds out of any kind of viability. For as long as the survivors were slightly competent, they could push through any strategy very easily. If you are running a gun-based mastermind, you are likely to be countered by the MQ-11 at Area 1. If you are running a creature-based mastermind, you are countered by shotguns at Area 1. And even the MQ-11 can do some justice depending. Here I have 2 videos to kind of just show some of what I'm talking about here. First, Becca against Alex, and then later we'll talk about Valerie, as she herself is a problem. So to begin, a lot of people probably talk about shotguns being too powerful, and that's not actually the case. Yes, shotguns are very powerful, that is without a doubt, but shotguns are meant to be powerful. In Resident Evil games, that's what they do, but the difference between Resistance and any other Resident Evil game is that the shotguns have near unlimited ammo, as shown by this Becca game. Sure, in the Becca game I picked up an MQ-11, but there's a point to be made here. I'm going to pick up the MQ-11 in Area 1, and I'm going to intentionally use as much ammo as possible hitting heads and killing zombies, when in fact you could just use 2 bullets to break a zombie's legs for as long as it doesn't have regen. This makes the MQ-11 and shotgun very powerful starting weapons, and it kind of eliminates the use of the pistol-like weapons. So the tier 1 weapons, Matilda, Quick Draw, are nullified by always guaranteeing whether you get the tier 2 weapons, MQ-11 or shotgun in Area 1. But it's not that these weapons are necessarily too powerful, it's that the ammunition that comes with them is too much. You've noticed that with this MQ-11, I'm starting to finally run out of ammo. I've used quite a bit making sure I kill zombies here and there, and I've been dealing a good amount of damage. But we'll be going into Area 2, and with all that we've picked up, I'm going to pick up a shotgun and walk out with plenty of ammo. My biggest gripe here as a player of both Mastermind and Survivor is that Survivor is way too easy. With the amount of ammo that I'm collecting, the amount of ammo I start with, and what I'm going to end with is all insanely high. So here's the purchase. We're going for the shotgun. We're going for as much additional ammo, and you'll see that it's maybe not that much, but now I have 2 tier 1 weapons and totally get rid of the MQ-11 because at this point I don't need it. The shotgun is powerful enough to carry me the rest of the way, and this is not a camera-based mastermind. I would keep the MQ-11 until the end if it was camera-based, but the shotgun's going to deal so much damage, and I have more than enough shots. Now remember, I'm talking about this from just one perspective of one survivor. What about the other 3? Now when you have 3 survivors with the ability to buy 2 tier 2 weapons by Area 2 with plenty of ammo, you spell issue for the mastermind. These zombies are not as cheap. They are very expensive. And we'll get to later how weak zombies can be for the amount of bioenergy it costs to put them up. The amount of time that's being taken away is not enough. The amount of resources is just way too damn high. In fact, through the several tests that I've done, you are likely to find at least 5 sprays on the ground, easy to pick up outside of a supply zombie. This can include enhancing sprays, first aid sprays, and infection sprays. This kind of all goes into the whole unlimited resources. There's just so many resources to go with that it doesn't seem like I can run out. Healing, I have unlimited. I can find so many green herbs on the ground. I can find enough ammo. I mean, I've been shooting here, breaking traps, and I seemingly have still plenty of ammo to go. The other thing is, when a survivor dies, it just really doesn't feel like it makes that much of an impact. I have lost games where I have taken out all 4 survivors, killed them all, and they still had 7 minutes on the clock, and I was like, oh no, what will I do? No matter how good of plays I'm making, the amount of time they're getting is just insane. As we proceed with the rest of this game, you'll actually come to notice that the Mastermind is not able to keep up with what we can do with the amount of bioenergy she can earn. That's actually a lot of problems with a lot of the Masterminds. The best Masterminds are the ones that utilize extremely cheap cards or just have insane bioenergy gain. So Nikolai with low-cost guns and then having the ability to have multiple ammo shots with those guns make for such a great combo. Even Trap Alex with the new BioLeech traps when they are detonated is a fantastic build because it allows the bioenergy to refill. And unfortunately, they get heavy countered by certain characters that just make those builds not worth running. If a Martin is around and has his baton that breaks traps, then you're kind of put in the situation where your traps will suddenly give them 2 to 3 minutes if you have a whole bunch in one area, because Martin will flashbang them out. On top of that, you can have people like Valerie who can actually also go against traps. But you'll see here we are hitting traps, getting infected left and right. I myself, as Becca, am doing my best to keep my team together, but they've lost a lot of time, and yet I have no fear with this game. Not Valerie, but January is running the shotgun along with me running the shotgun. Sam, of course, being the melee boss he is, with Jill running a shotgun. So you see that the meta has formed here that shotguns are the most powerful next to the Lightning Hawk. But the reason people don't pick up the Lightning Hawk is because there's no need. You've spent enough money for the shotgun. Why would you need to pick up a Lightning Hawk? A Lightning Hawk also costs extra bullets, so it's just kind of more consuming. And shotguns actually deal more base damage than the Lightning Hawk. It's just shotguns can't do reticle bonus because it doesn't have one to focus. Therefore, shotguns just do a flat higher amount. I think the Lightning Hawk does 850 versus the 880 that a shotgun can do. And here you go. Becca takes a very good down. I got wrecked. I started coughing. I couldn't sprint back, and she downed me. And it's going to be invalidated by being picked up in this new safety room. So that's another thing to talk about, is that the fact that these shields on the safety rooms do not go away at any point just makes so many of the third areas safe for the survivor. Now, pay attention to my ammo. We bought the shotgun, the MQ-11. I have enough for healing items. I have enough, and I have a first aid spray. We have healing items on the ground. I'm able to fully recover. I have over 50 shells, and I also have Becca's infinite ammo to go with. So I'm pretty solid myself. What about my teammates? Where are they in terms of resources? If we get any credits, we should be good. It doesn't matter, but there's gonna be another interesting play here. The Mastermind's gonna catch us with the Yataveo, and she's going to get a good grab. And I'm going to show you something that I learned recently that maybe not everybody knows. So something to pay attention to is I hide behind here so I don't get gooped and I can fight back. I'm going to split my attention. If you pay attention to the bottom of Yataveo, there are these little red plant bulbs that I just shot. You'll notice all the little damage numbers. The more you hit that, the more that Yataveo will let go. It doesn't even have to be a high amount of damage. Just hitting the red bulb causes stun on Yataveo and it lets go. These bulbs are really tiny and they're at the very bottom and they protrude out. You'll know them when you see them. It looks kind of like the bigger bulbs in the center, but they're teeny. And they always count as a critical. I guess it's like the head of Yataveo. But no worries, I have plenty of ammo and I can just keep shooting. Every bio core that we take out is also going to refund me bioenergy. So there's nothing that they're going to be able to do. Again, I hit the bulb to make him let go, and it doesn't matter. At this point, I can just keep shooting. They killed it. Or at least I dealt the most damage to it, but in the end there, Yataveo didn't stand a chance, couldn't get a kill, I didn't even have fire. I mean, of course, this is a very specific complaint, but it's all happening with my shotgun. And I am not giving a damn about my ammo. I'm just shooting. I shot traps with my shotgun. I shot my MQ-11 constantly. We now have a minigun. I'm running into traps now. I mean, for the amount of mistakes we've made, we are coming out on top. And I myself, as one player, have plenty of ammo. What about my allies? I'm sure they're doing good. If there were 4 of me playing this game right now with the build that I have, we would all have insane amounts of ammo. And there's nothing the Mastermind can really do to stop us. I mean, where are they going to get the bioenergy to cut me out? It would require a very gimmicky setup. So, in order to beat people with unlimited resources, you have to pirate the time. And that's the problem. You need to play something that does not give time in order to take time. Which is why Nikolai and Spencer are doing fantastic right now. Because Nikolai can do goop air cannons, and they stun the survivors, take the time away, and you can undo the firearm. And here is essentially a win. Now, I actually have plenty of credits. I could run back and refill, but I don't need to. And I'm going to show that. I can use my ammo as needed, heal myself as needed. I have all the ability to defend myself, kill anything the Mastermind throws my way, and I never had to refill. But we got 300 credits at the end there for the 3 biocores. Now, I didn't even need to buy more shells, but I could have filled my inventory. That's one player. That's a massive problem with this game. The insane resources are what hurts us the most. To make the resources even worse than they already are, we have Valerie. Now, this Valerie build specifically avoids using the shotgun and credits, but it does take in a lot of credits on its own. Instead, this is a damage Valerie with the Matilda, and you deal about 1,000 damage on headshot to zombies with the Matilda per bullet. Of course, you need a headshot to deal the 1,000, otherwise it's about 600, but still a solid amount of damage for not being a shotgun, and that is per bullet. So you can see, one shot the dogs, no problem. Can you imagine how much ammo I have? I mean, you could look at what my ammo has now. It takes 2 shots to kill a regular zombie. Hell, I could just do 1 headshot and 2 knives and just kill a zombie, no problem. But I have over 80 bullets to start with. What are they going to do? I can kill a zombie in 2 shots. A regular one, mind you. I can kill a tough one in 3. So, with that in mind, the bioenergy ratio to what's costing me in resources as a survivor, there is no way in living hell a Mastermind is going to outplay me. I'm going to be able to kill entire armies of zombies in moments, just firing off a Matilda of all things. That's how insane this is. My resources are too high. To be fair, though, this Matilda is eating up 2 bullets per shot. Part of the passive on the Taurus bullets is that it increases the cost of ammo. So you'll notice I actually bought about 150 ammo to start, but I have less than that. That's because each shot takes 2 bullets. That's 1 less than shotgun. Shotgun only taking 3. But Matilda, it'll save me ammo in the long run, and I can deal even more power because what this build has in it is yellow herbs. And I'm not running Remedy, I'm running the yellow herb spray. So what I could do is ultimate into yellow herbs, and then I'm just almighty. I think I boost my damage all the way into like 1,500. With that in mind, you have to remember that this is just Valerie's strength that she could go, but she can be a complete support unit as well. What Valerie can do is heal allies off the ground with a full heal, the spray, every 2 minutes. The cooldowns on the ultimates of all survivors is just too short. Masterminds can get theirs off once every time survivors get theirs off about twice. So survivors have a lot more game-changing abilities than the Mastermind does. A bioweapon is not that game-changing. What I mean by this is that if he took out 3 of my allies, Valerie can walk up, use a freeze spray, it costs me nothing, and all my allies get back up. They're healing over time, and they're invincible in the field that is healing them, because if they go down again, they get back up because it heals them again. So with that, Valerie just makes a zone that a Mastermind cannot capitalize on every 2 minutes. And the Mastermind's not going to get a bioweapon every 2 minutes. And this can get shortened by mixtapes and equipment, and also the damage she deals makes it reduce time as well. So with all that in mind, you have a character who can just obliterate a Mastermind's play completely. Just if a Mastermind plays a bioweapon, Valerie alone can just counter that by putting a spray down. If Nemesis shows up, Valerie can put a spray down and then everyone just stand in it, and Nemesis could blow them all up, but they'll just all get back up. So there's nothing that Nemesis could do for the time that the spray is out, if they play that way. Also, Valerie could just not get shot, and then if someone does go down, Valerie could pick them up. This ignores the fact that other players have ultimates too. Martin has a 1.5 free flashbang. 90 seconds. It's insane. It goes so fast, he can spam it to high hell. Becca has, I believe it's a 2.5 minute ultimate of infinite ammo. Jill's abilities are also extremely fast. Her scariest one, which is rockets, is 5 minutes, but you can reduce that by dealing damage, and the rockets that deal damage reduce the time as well, so it just kind of rolls out of control. But this doesn't capitalize on the worst part Valerie has for her, and that's surplus. Originally, when Valerie had counterattack as her most powerful grenade option until that got nerfed, everyone was running counterattack, and then finally counterattack gets nerfed, and we have to worry about the surplus. So surplus just causes a chance that when a zombie dies or a creature of any kind, there is a chance they drop a grenade or flashbang. This is insane, because there are some Masterminds that focus purely on creatures, such as Daniel and Annette. And if a Valerie is on the team, which Valerie is on every team, and if she's not, I don't know why, it's very rare. But when Valerie's on the team, surplus happens, and if you have creatures, there's a chance flashbangs and grenades are going to drop. And when this occurs, the Mastermind is just giving out free goods at no cost. So what this means is, when flashbangs and grenades usually cost 100 each, there is a chance that they get a free 100 credit AoE clearing weapon. This means if there's a room that Daniel's in that he needs to defend, flashbang counters him 100%. He's done. A flashbang, and he's going to feed it because that's what Daniel plays as. He's a creature character. Annette's the same way. Annette fills a room with a whole bunch of zombies that have infectious, no problem, throw a grenade in there. That'll happen. With Martin's new flashbang ability to remove buffs, it got even scarier. So, with that being said, surplus is absolutely 100% broken, adding to the already broken resources that they have. This combined makes any level of play ridiculously easy to achieve. If you are new to this game and you run a full credit build and just worry about buying a whole bunch of ammo and shotguns, you will do well. If a Mastermind's running on cameras and guns, you have an MQ-11 and a near infinite amount of ammo, break every camera, you got an infinite amount of time, you can do this. On top of that, as long as Valerie's on your team, you have infinite amount of heals along with the many first aid sprays you can pick up with. On top of that, you can get about 6 to 7 first aid sprays guaranteed with January's pharmacy passive, which is insanely ridiculous because you just start with a first aid spray due to your passive, and then I believe you can get up to 3 first aid sprays throughout the entirety of pharmacy, 1 per area, which the sprays is just so strong that actually doesn't include the supply zombie dropping 3 first aid, well, not first aids, but sprays. So it'll give you an infection spray, enhancing spray, and first aid spray. And they did nerf it dropping double legendary weapons, which is fantastic. They now limited it to 1, but it doesn't even matter. Those weapons do not matter anymore because the amount of ammo you have on a shotgun is so high, you often can't pick up the legendary weapons from the supply zombies. So when those weapons aren't even wanted anymore, and the shotgun's just good enough because there's way too much ammo, because your inventory's filled with ammo, there's just no point. And Masterminds cannot keep up with bioenergy. By the time you could get a zombie up, Valerie alone has more than enough ammo to kill at least 50 zombies in one area. Valerie alone. This does not include a Sam bringing a melee weapon and just cutting through an entire room of zombies. Of course, there are a lot of time-stealing plays that work out, but because the creature meta has been weeded out of this game, it's made this game too focused on the individual singular gimmicks that make all other builds unviable. Even the toughest of tough zombies from a net no longer work due to the sheer amount of damage, knockback, and ability to break limbs as a survivor. There have been some successful plays, but that comes at the cost of survivors just literally giving the game up. Sometimes a mastermind has to pray that the stars align. The other thing is a lot of people are going to suggest just going over to the PlayStation 4, and to be honest, I don't feel the game is different over there. Players just likely aren't as, I don't want to say skilled, but you know, there are advantages to PC when it comes to playing on mouse and keyboard and aiming in a first-person type thing. You can see also here I'm just kind of joking around shooting the Mastermind just because I can. I have the ammo. I've been using Matilda from the start, just trying to get a stun off. But that being said, overall, both of these games have given me more than an ample amount of resources to deal with everything. Enough for me to waste, and enough for me to just continue on. My issue is that the resources are very high, even if you don't run a resource build, and running a resource build just makes it worse. I feel that I should be slim on resources because there are 4 of us, and I think the survivors shouldn't have it as easy as they do. The amount of damage 4 of them can deal is ridiculous. The amount of damage reduction they can obtain is insanely high. The Mastermind gets no love when it comes to bioenergy gain and being able to place the amount of zombies they need. And to be fair, when zombies are spammed, which just to be fair, you saw me just completely refill my inventory of just ammo. Even when the Mastermind starts to spam zombies, it usually causes latency issues for survivors, and then people start disconnecting, which is not that great, and that kinda sucks. There's so much that could be said in terms of what's wrong with the game, bioweapons being too weak, Masterminds needing buff, but realistically, I think it all comes down to resources. The amount of resources that survivors get is just too damn high. This is actually why I've stopped playing the game every day. I play it occasionally, and this week, in fact, I have played it and enjoyed myself. It's not like I hate this game. I just wish there was so much that would be fixed. And I'm praying that in the future, we get a balance patch. We did get a content update. The content update was welcomed. I like new content, but the game has left a sour taste in my mouth. I have turned to playing other games like New World, Among Us, Fall Guys. I've just moved on to doing things that don't frustrate me nearly as much as this game. This game's got the potential. It is one of my favorite asymmetrical games that is released. I think it's been one of the few that has some of the highest quality when it comes to the amount of love and care put into this game. And I hope that this state of the game kind of brings awareness to the resource issue. Because if the resources get fixed, everything else will come together. And I feel as long as only the resources get changed, we can then pinpoint smaller things along the way that don't take away from what the survivors have. Because I would like the survivors to feel about the same, but I just don't feel all 4 of them should have shotguns and constantly shoot from start to finish and then walk out the exit with an extra 100 bullets ready to go. I feel that there should have definitely been some limitation, increased, ultimates, but start with resources. With that being said, I want to thank you all for sticking through these 2 games. I appreciate it so much. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'll have some Among Us videos coming up until I see a balance patch on this game hit now. Or you'll see some Resistance still come, but it's going to just be slow for now. Thank you all for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and as always, good game.